Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 10, Episode 1. Y'all, a decade! It ain't really been a decade, but it's been 10 bona fide seasons now of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was actually kind of happy to see the girls back. This is the first season in quite a while that I've actually didn't dread Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like we all, as a community, that we all understand each other a little bit better and that we in a good place. Okay. Yeah, I was actually like, okay. Had my little, mimosa at night and sat and watched the show and enjoyed it. A few housekeeping issues because I know it's going to come up. No, I'm not going to be reviewing the Escape reality show. And actually, the show was good. I watched it last night. I have every intention of watching the show, but I just can't add that to my lineup right now. You guys already probably can tell I'm having a hard time just getting all my videos up. That's why Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, like that one, is giving me problems on Fridays. And The Quad is about to return in January, and I'm still contemplating if I'm going to review that, as well as Real Housewives of Potomac is going to be coming sometime soon because they're recording now. So like, I know I'm gonna be having other shows that I gotta add, so I gotta keep myself open. I cannot overextend myself. It's getting harder and harder these days, y'all. But yeah, I did enjoy the show and it's been cool. But as far as Real Housewives of Atlanta, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so as far as first episodes, this one wasn't too eventful. Let's start with your girl Kandi. Okay, so you guys know that she has been a busy girl since we last saw her. She opened up her restaurant, the OLG, the Old Lady Gang, and it is doing very, very well. Actually, that's how they open the show, showing the crowd there. There's always a line. You have to have you don't have to have a reservation, but it behooves you to have a reservation because it's always crowded. They look like they have a good time there. I'm happy for Kandi and Todd because I have seen so many restaurants fail. Even Justin's, which was the spot, eventually folded. So that's not to say that it's going to happen to the OLG. I think that Kandi has a good thing in the fact that she is here in Atlanta and she is very much hands-on. Like she said, she knows that her presence being there really does increase people coming and visiting their restaurants. So they're doing well. Kandi tells us any time in life when you are doing well, there's always gonna be haters. But I don't let that stop my flow. I gotta dust off my Kandi chops, y'all. Just be patient with me. So she's busy with that. She's also busy with the group Escape. You guys know they're getting back together. We already talked about the Escape. We already talked about Escape. She's also busy being a mom. You guys know that she has a new baby. He's fairly new now. He's a toddler now. But Ace, of course, requires her attention. She actually says she feels like she's kind of being pulled in a lot of different directions because she's always at the restaurant. So she kind of feels that she is a little bit neglectful. But I'm sure she'll figure it out. She seems to have the baby with her a lot. But, Kandi, she is busy. And Todd is always there as well. Okay, they seem to still be happy. His vision of the OLG has come to fruition. Okay, like Todd said. Okay, they selling chicken like they selling marijuana. Now, Cynthia, yeah, bless Cynthia heart. Cynthia mean well, but I'm about sick of her in this 50 years. I know we just celebrated her 50th birthday last season. Why the fuck we still celebrating it 5-6 months later? I'm just like, when was her actual birthday, you guys? I do not even know. But I'm tired of it. I ain't never been so fucking tired of a birthday than I am of Cynthia's never-ending 50th birthday. Shit. So I guess that's what we gonna be harping on again this damn season. She says she's divorced and she's happy. Right now all she really requires in her life is some peace and sanity. I tell you guys that all the time. As you get older, you're gonna get tired of a whole bunch of dramatics. You just want some damn peace. Okay, that's all I want for my life. That's all you should want for yours too. But as far as his birthday, she's still celebrating. She's at the house. Nene comes to visit. It was good to see old Nene back. That Nene looks so big. And it's funny because Nene is really not that big. Like, she is a statuesque woman. She's tall. She's a lot like my build. So I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck. Well, she's shapely, more shapelier than I am, but we're around the same height, I meant to say. I'm thinking, like, fuck, what would I look like on TV be, because them folks must really be small. Cynthia, I've seen in person. I've seen all of them really in person, and Nene just looks so grand. But it was good to see old Nene back, and I'm looking forward to, the lightweight shade. It can even get a little heavy, but I just don't want no foolishness, okay? I don't want no drama to the point where, niggas are just real mad and ready to just kill each other. We had enough of that for these seasons. So, yeah, it was good to see coming over to Lake Bailey. And the talk that seems to be keeping Nene's mind preoccupied is Kenya's nuptials. So, evidently, it had just come out that the girl had been snuck off and got married. Nene is not quite sure because she hasn't seen any proof, okay? You guys know how y'all be digging and ain't pulled up no damn marriage license or anything. I kept on saying, I don't know why people are making such a big deal about not seeing proof of a marriage license. You can get a private marriage license. I got one. I don't know why we did, but my I'll never forget my husband's stepmother. She was just like, oh, you guys should get a private marriage certificate just in case. She gave me some reasons. God bless her soul. She's not alive no more. But anyway, she was just like, y'all should get a private one. It was only an extra like $50 or something. So we did. But we are very much married in Los Angeles, in the state of California. We got married there. So it's not unheard of that, you might not be able to find this license anyway. For whatever reason, they is real worried about it. And Cynthia was just like, well, girl, you're going to be able to talk to her because she's coming over. I didn't even tell her you were coming. I was like, girl, you's a dirty dog. But I'm sure Kenya was ready for whatever. So Kenya gets there. She looks good. They all look good. That money, honey, that Real Housewives of Atlanta money, I don't care what nobody say. I know Phaedra's pockets is hurting because, child, that's a good chunk of money out of your life. And now you got to really hustle to keep shit afloat. Okay, I'm not saying that she, ain't saved for a rainy day, but even if she was only making $700,000, $800,000, they had said she was around $1 million. She was a little bit into the $1 million, right? And, child, if she wasn't getting that check, I was like, girl, what is you doing? Anyway, so they sit down and Nene was just like right to it. So, congratulations are in order. Kenya tries to play dumb at first, but she's just kidding. And she said, yeah, she got married, snuck off and, eloped. And, they were like, well, there were some people there. She had a few people there, but not her dad, because, she wasn't quite sure what her old slow talking daddy said. I can talk about the daddy because y'all told me he didn't have no stroke. I was worried. Y'all was like, no, the nigga just country. But she said she wasn't quite sure what he would think or say, so she just... she just went off and got married, and that's that. Now, what's the man's name? Okay, are we supposed to just call him Baby? Kenya was just like, yeah, just call him Baby. I don't know how long she thought she was going to be able to keep that secret away, but as of now, I think she just didn't want to give Nene just the pleasure of knowing what his name was at the time, because she was just so fucking nosy. She was like, half her nose was cut off and the shit's still big. But really, what more is it? She did it because she didn't want people to talk negative and talk down about her relationship and saying it was fake. And they flash back to all of the times that people talking about her and Walter, and they didn't really bring up Matt. Well, Cynthia sort of did when she was saying that she was going to buy a new home with her husband, even though she just bought that house and built it up, and it's a beautiful home. But I can understand that they would want something new together, and the dramatics that surrounded that home. And most men don't want to move into a woman's house. Okay, they would rather get something together. I guess they could always, you could flip that. She would make a lot of money, because I know that she didn't buy it for a lot, I don't believe. So I think that she can probably make some good money. Anyway, child, that's neither here nor there. Okay, the girl say she married. Cynthia say she knew the man 6 months, no 4 months, no 2 months, or whatever it was. Doesn't even really matter. The timelines don't really gel, like, when we hear about Matt and Kenya and kind of bring this man into the picture, and everything is sort of a little bit off, but you know what? I don't even care. Okay, if she say she didn't know him all this time and it was whatever, then it's whatever. We gonna roll with that, y'all. So when Kenya's in her car later on, she gets a call from her daddy, and her daddy's like, I keep on getting these calls. Everybody wanna know about your Facebook. That's such a bad daddy interpretation. Kenya was just like, she didn't invite him because he's uncontrollable. She didn't know what he was going to say. She didn't want him to upset her future husband. But I'm thinking to myself, like, you brought your dad around specifically to give Matt all this advice last season. Okay, so which one is it? You really value his opinion, or you don't want him to, nig up while he's around your new, husband? Like, I'm not quite understanding. It's not making no sense. But she said she didn't want him to spoil her wedding day. That's what she tells us. Okay, but she does tell him that she just wanted everything to be perfect. But she does regret not having her father walk her down the aisle. And he was like, yeah, I mean, this was the day I waited my whole life for, to walk you down the aisle, and then I don't get to do it. That is kind of like, I would have a problem with that if I was her father, because it was just like, man, all this talk and all this, we've been trying to get you married off, and then you go and do it, and then I'm not there. So, but the dad gets over it, because at the end of the day, what the fuck? The child married and it's done, and he's, he says he just can't wait to meet the young man. Nene also has her store swag. I haven't been there out here, but it looks like they have a good little clientele and a good little amount of stuff. These people be opening up these stores. Y'all don't be shit in there, but she actually looked like she got some stuff in there. Anyway, she says it's for the thin girls all the way up to the big girls. While she's there, Sheree shows up, of course, and it's still interesting to see Sheree and Nene together. Okay, at any minute, you feel like these two have the potential to go back and forth and start fighting, okay, because it can flip like this. Sheree is so fucking shady. And you know what was really annoying was, as soon as Sheree got there and she was telling us how she used to have a boutique as well, okay, that was bigger than Nene's. Bitch, you ain't got nothing now. You always want to be comparing your shit to somebody else's shit, and your shit is in shambles. Is she in the house? I'm sure we're going to find out. She best be in that house, okay? Because all that they did last season, I like Sheree, but I just wish that Sheree could just one day exist without having to compare what she got to somebody else and her shit really be fucked up. Like, let your shit be together first before... Child, I cannot with Sheree. Anyway, Sheree look good. At least she does while she is talking to Nene, girl. That damn, what was going on with that fucking confessional? Why did she have that white wig on? Oh my God. I know they had a costume party and she had to wear that white shit. And I was thinking, like, maybe she just did her confessional that day. But I was like, no. They put a lot of thought into these confessionals and making sure they look is right, okay? Because my hairstylist used to do Cynthia's hair. She used to do Nene's hair too. Y'all know I told you about Taki. Hey, Taki, girl, I don't go there no more since I've been getting, my my special. But when I was getting my short haircut, I used to go to Star Taki. Okay, hair by Taki and stuff. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting off track. So, of course, these two sit down and they talking, and again, it's the same talk, whether or not Kenya is married. Not sure why anybody even cares. Okay, then they move on to Kandi and Phaedra and the Porsha mess, and Nene was just like, everybody's kind of mad at Phaedra. Phaedra can be shady or what, but Porsha was not innocent in that. She was the vessel. She definitely took it in and put it out. So Nene still ain't really seeing it too much for Porsha, like she just this victim. She is not. We see old Porsha at her house, okay, and her sister and another girlfriend of theirs come over to the house. She is going to be doing this podcast.
Me and my sisters got us a podcast because I be on TV and stuff. So then I was like, I want a podcast too where I could talk about other people and other things. We gonna call it Porsha for Real.
Bless her heart. And it was supposed to be a lot of talk about just whatever, but it was sort of like after dark, so it was more adult and everything. I think they did a few episodes and then they stopped. I don't think she does it anymore. After they do their show, then she sits down with her sister and her other friend, and they're just talking about all that shit with Phaedra, and they ask her, has she talked to Phaedra? And she was like, well, I guess Phaedra had sent her a message for her birthday, text message. She read it to him, and it wasn't much to the message other than her saying, girl, you look good in that bikini or that bathing suit, make sure you kill him out there, whatever. But she still hasn't really talked to her since then, and her sister was just like, girl, you You had to let her in so deep into your life for her to betray you like that. Like, I wouldn't even really give her much time of the day. Porsha not really sure. What about Kandi? She ain't seen Kandi neither. Porsha agrees with her sister and them, though. You know, she's good friends. She's like best friends with her sister. That's enough for her. You know, they toast to no new friends. Then later on, we see Porsha meet Sheree at Sunny's. It's a hair and wig place out here. And let me tell y'all something. Side note, I bought some hair from Sunny's years ago. Spent a fucking grip on that hair and it was bullshit. It was terrible. That was years and years ago, and it was actually some curly hair, but I still got the damn bag of hornet's nest in the closet. I just look at it every now and then. I spent so fucking much money on it, I can't throw it away. I be feeling like maybe it could be brought back to life, but child, it's some bullshit, I tell you. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. They go over to Sunny's because Cynthia is going to be having this party, child. It's her 50th birthday party. She said her birthday was a few months ago, but they still having this party. So the whole gist of the party is for everybody to dress up, have an old Cynthia look. So they're there to try to, you know, purchase some hair so they can get an old Cynthia Bailey look to wear to this damn party. Anyways, Sheree asked her about Nene, like, what's up with you and Nene? And Porsha was just like, well, I haven't really talked to her. Okay, it's been a couple of years. Nene has said some shit that really made her upset, evidently, and she felt like, you know, Nene didn't need to say it in front of everybody. And I'm thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. Now, are you really upset with Nene saying that you can't be fighting everybody because it is going to deter you in life? Like, everybody was saying that. It's not like Nene was saying some shit that really was you know, out there and different. Like, everybody, everywhere you turned was just like, Porsha gonna have to get control of herself. She gonna have to stop all this fighting. I mean, we were saying it in our reviews. So I'm just like, why is she just singling out Nene? So then I'm thinking to myself, was it just some uncomfortableness between them, and now time has passed, it's been too long, and now they don't really know how to fix it? Because that don't, I'm thinking like, that's stupid to not really be friends with each other because of that type of advice. It wasn't even bad. And like I said, that was what we were all saying. So I had my my side eye on her a little bit when she was saying that, but I was just like, oh, okay. But then she also did say that Nene said something about she needed to be fired when she was on Watch What Happens Live. We're going to talk about more of that a little bit later. So, but as Porsha's understanding right then, Porsha was saying, for her to say some shit like that was foul, and, they just haven't talked. To me, I'm thinking like, this is something so minuscule. This is nothing serious. You guys should be able to get past this like that. Now, we get to the day of the party, okay, and they're trying to get ready. Cynthia and her daughter Noelle, they're getting their makeup done and whatnots, and Noelle asked her, was Peter coming? She says, well, she did invite Peter. I still can't get over this whole Cynthia wanting to be around him and wanting to be his friend, but you not together, and that he, I'm sure he probably doesn't have the feelings anymore, but he had feelings for you, and you still trying to have him come around was just like, to me, that was being selfish and not really fair to Peter. So, she says she invited him. She calls him, and first of all, he sounded like he's asleep. Okay, I was like, what you doing, Peter? But he was like, no, I can't come. I got a lot of stuff to do, out here. I'm not going to be able to make it. And she actually is disappointed. I said, girl, you going to have to, I don't know what Cynthia be going through. Is it just for the camera? Because I was just like, girl, you got to move on with your life and let this man go on and find love somewhere else. You don't want him? Shit. I'ma just need Cynthia to move on. Hell, her family won't let her do it, though, because then her mom gets there and her sister gets there, and they both ask her the same thing. Like, is Peter coming? No, Peter is not coming. So, child, we move on to the actual party, and everybody's got their looks. So, Kenya has the short-haired, spiked Cynthia look. Very much known. We remember that look. Nene kind of took the easy way out and just had like a turban on her head tied, but that is a Cynthia Bailey look as well. Kandi had the Coke cans in her hair, you know, very much like also the Beyonce look for that video that she did. And Cynthia Bailey also has a picture of her with those same Coke cans in her hair. So that was actually a cute little thing. Shamia had some sort of bondage, you know, some shit, you know, tacked up chains and shit across her face. I guess that was a Cynthia look. Sheree, again, to me was easy. Just a blonde hair with a New York hat. What was it? What's the team? New York. I don't know. It was red. What team is red? New York. Child, don't give me the lion. Anyway, she had that on. Who else? Porsha wore some afro wig. I was just like, what was that look? I mean, you know, I guess Cynthia known for wearing her afros and shit, so maybe that was the look that she had. But the gang's all here, and I guess this is probably their first time all really kind of being around each other, so it's a little awkward, okay? They see Kenya, and, you know, Kenya's just like, well, is it true? Because you said that you just went off and eloped, and I looked at the pictures, and it was a whole bunch of people there. She was like, how you just gonna say you gonna go off and get married and not invite your friends? But Kenya, again, she had to do what she had to do. They don't give Kenya too much of a hard time. Kandi can't get it together because Porsha, when Porsha gets there, you know, she goes and says hi to everybody, which was the funniest thing, that she ignores Nene and she actually hugs Kandi. And Kandi was just like, why am I hugging? Like, what is she doing? Girl, you the one that hugged her back. But I guess because it happened so fast, Kandi didn't really know what to do. Maybe Porsha was nervous and she just, you know, knew her energy, like she didn't really know what to do with Kandi. But, girl, you just should have just did a, hey, how you doing from far away. But whatever, you know, Kandi was just like, I'm not really feeling her this way. But it's the party, so let's try to have a good time, okay? So they have a quick little fashion show. Everybody got to model their fashions. And then let's get to the party, you know. So everybody's kind of standing around talking, and Porsha is talking to Cynthia, and, you know, Kandi was just like, I can't take the fake Porsha. I gotta get away. So she walks over to Nene's, and she's Nene's table, and she was just like, girl, I couldn't stay over there with Porsha and all her, you know, her fakeness, and, you know, her hugging me and talking to me and all of that. And Nene was just like, girl, I don't blame you, not one bit. You know, Nene always gonna co-sign. Back at the table where Porsha was, though, there was Sheree, and she, you know, Cynthia was just like, well, it was kind of strange that you hugged Kandi. And she was just like, well, you know, I hadn't talked to her and whatever. Okay. Here goes Sheree with the fucking carrying the dog bone, okay? She feels that she's in the middle. Why? Because you are not really close to Porsha. You're not really close to Nene. So why do you feel the tension between the two of them is something that you have to solve? See, here goes Sheree with that shit again. Okay, so she takes Porsha over to Nene, and she feels that the two of them need to talk. But Porsha was just like, we don't really need to talk. Like, why are you even doing all of this? Nene's not going to let it go because she feels like, you know, Porsha said some shit about her that she shouldn't have said, and Porsha feels like Nene said some shit about her that she shouldn't have said. So, you know, everybody got these issues equally with each other. But when Porsha tries to walk away, Nene finally catches up with her and was just like, what is the problem? And Porsha was like, well, 3 weeks ago, you said. She was like, no, we're not talking about 3 weeks. We're going to take it all the way, way back to the very original time that you was upset with me and why we not talking. I'm not talking about 3 weeks because, see, we're not going to solve it if we don't talk about the whole thing. Well, then they get to arguing back and forth about whether they was going to talk about the now or the past or the 3 weeks or 2 years or whatever. Porsha tells her that she was mad at her for trying to get her fired, and Nene said she didn't say those words. Well, she actually said that on Watch What Happens Live. She was like, I didn't never say the girl should get fired. They asked me who should we get rid of? Who should you guys get rid of? Who, you know, what was my opinion? And I said freaking fraud. Okay, talking about Porsha and Phaedra. But I didn't never say she needed to get fired. Well, semantics. Because, I mean, what does it mean? If you say get rid of them, then what does that mean, really? But still, you know, you on the show now, so it's like, it's done. Like I said, this is an easy enough issue to me, but, you know, they got to make it bigger. So, while they get the arguing back and forth, you know, Nene finally has enough and she walks off. We just gonna be at this party. Kandi closes it out with a happy birthday. You know, she's like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you. right, you guys, let me get off of here, get to work. Y'all see my orange? I had to change it up. Shout out to Fabulosity Is Me. Luxury Tresses by Fab. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, this is a unit from there. Isn't it pretty though, you guys? I wasn't sure about the color because I was like so used to seeing my face with the black, but I'm getting used to it. So, all right. It's some color for the fall, y'all. Let me get off of here. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.